going on, everybody? This is Van Lattimore again. Today is October 27th, the day after the world premiere of the Celtics versus the Heat. I call it world premiere because it was almost like a movie. It was a great game for the Celtics, should I say. The Heat was definitely a learning experience. So let's get down to the numbers here and let's talk a little bit about the game. All right, the score ended up being 88-80. It was a great, strong first half for the Celtics. It was a little scary in the second half, but all in all, it was definitely an exciting opening game for, on the most part, for the Celtics fans. Start getting into the details a little bit here. Shaq, tremendous. I think he did a great job. I didn't know what to expect from him in the first game, but this game he did really good. He did really good. The first two attempts that he had at the ball, it almost felt like he wasn't there. Like he had two easy layups right there, and it was just kind of like he timided away from it. But right after that, he came with a big, monstrous dunk, and it shook the whole place. I know it shook my house, that was for sure. And I think he almost felt like he had to do that. If he didn't do that, he was going to lose himself a little bit. He came down the court after missing the second little jump shot or little jumper that should have been a dunk, and the crowd was booing. So that spoke a lot, and I think that affected him a little bit. Now, am I going to say that right there is what decided him to play better? No, I don't think that. I think this is Shaq we're talking about. But being 38 years old doesn't even look like it. He looked great. Powerhouse. He was that essence that we were missing in the middle that, Perkins does on an off and on a basis. So now it's good to know that we have somebody that can come up. Perkins can't do it, Shaq can do it. Jermaine O'Neal didn't really show up in this game. He only played a few minutes and really wasn't impressed, but didn't give him enough time to really get into it. So we have plenty more games. I think he'll end up being more in there than tonight's game against Cleveland. You'll see him a lot more. After that, he used his big body pretty much to get a total of 7 rebounds and 9 points. Running up and down the court, he looked good. He looked like he was in great shape, so he's been ready for the season. Another position I want to talk about was KG versus Bosh. I was terrified. I was terrified to see this matchup. Bosh is a younger version of KG to me. He moves like him. He's built like him. He's got the shot like him. He's a very well athletic, very fundamental based basketball player that can take you anywhere he wants to take you. Kevin Garnett has lost a step. It's obvious from last year. You see it in him. You see it in his step. You see it in his shot. He's not as wild and as strong as he used to be, and that worried me a little bit. But let me say that he did amazing. He blocked him. He played defense on him. He did everything he had to do against him. Offensively, he didn't attack him as much. Second half, he came out a little bit more than what he did in the first half. He took a couple more shots. His little 18-footers that he takes, which was great. He's feeling the 18-footers, which is what he needs to get himself into. He's not as young as he used to be, so he can't just power in all the time like he used to. So he's got to use his veteran skills to start to outsmart the younger players that think they're going to come in on him and think they can do this and do that. But it seemed like he reserved himself a lot for defense, which I'm okay with. If he gives a lot of the open plays we got plenty of guys. We got Rondo, Pierce, amazing last night. Amazing. Did good with the shots. Ray Allen came back out of it. Rondo didn't score too much, but in the regular season I know he will. But see, with a team like this, you don't have to. And that's what I'm going to like about this team. Bosh himself just didn't seem to have a presence too much in the game. He did a couple good quick moves on Kevin Garnett and he got in on him, but all in all, he just seemed like he was hiding. He just wasn't there. He didn't have the energy, and I think that has a lot to do with just he's not going to be that leading scorer he was with Toronto that had really nobody there to play with him. Now he's got all these players that are used to being on the team by themselves, and it's gonna be a hard mix. It's gonna be a very hard mix, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be something to watch. I'm looking forward to watching the Heat. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be a Heat fan, but I'm looking forward to see how their season turns out. Celtics had 4 guys in in the double digits for scoring, and you had 2 that were only 1 or 2 points away from getting in the doubles. The Heat only had 2 guys. I think that's huge. I think that's what wins a game. It doesn't matter if LeBron James scores 31 if everyone scores 4 or 5, which is not the numbers. I'm being sarcastic a little bit, but you might as well just go back to Cleveland for that. Dwayne Wade really wasn't too much of a presence in this game. He missed a lot of shots. I'm not going to take anything away from Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade's still a nasty player. I'm still going to stick by my word and think Dwayne Wade's a nasty player. I'm not, again, like I told you in the yesterday's last episode, I'm not a Heat hater because of they're good. That's not the way I am. I'm not going to hate a team just because they're good. They have potential to be good. I'm just sick of hearing from them about how they're going to dominate. It's just that realistically, it's not going to happen. But let's get a little bit into the stats here. For rebounds, the Heat had 39 rebounds. The Celtics had 42. Obviously, that's not a big difference, but for the Celtics to have 42 rebounds, it's a huge difference from last year. The big guy presence definitely makes a difference. Having that big body in the paint with Shaquille, Kevin Garnett grabbed a bunch. We just had a lot of guys doing stuff. Big Baby made a great presence, like always. He's getting better and better every year. I'm starting to love his presence more and more. Great athlete. Assists. Heat had 15. Celtics had 25. Assists are going to be a problem for a little bit with the Heat. When they tried to give the ball to each other, the turnover rate was ridiculous. It seemed like they did better when LeBron turned it on to solo mode. The field goal percentage. 27 for 74 for the Heat. They shot 36.5%. Not what people were expecting. Let me say that. The Celtics didn't do too much better. 32 for 69, 46.4. It's not awful by all means. I don't feel that's awful. I think that's pretty good. For the Celtics, it will improve. I have a feeling it'll definitely improve. There was a lot of easy shots that were missed that could have went in, and I see those numbers going up. But to get back to Dwayne Wade a little bit, I feel bad for him a little bit because he does have a lot going on. I'm not making an excuse for him. They talking about his wife leaving him and his kids moving and his wife with his kids and stuff. But you're an athlete. As a professional athlete, everybody has things going on in their life. He seems to work around it. I didn't hear it for an excuse over the summertime, to use it for an excuse now, which I'm not saying he's going to. I hope he doesn't, but I respect him as an athlete. The injury, he didn't look like he had that step too much, but it didn't seem like it bothered him too much. He was moving around just as quick as he usually does. He was taking the shot, his shot just wasn't falling. I think, a lot of people are going to be like, well, the Heat just played badly. I think the Celtics defense just played really well. It wasn't just the Celtics defense that won the game, obviously. The Heat did play kind of bad, but I think they played bad because the Celtics defense was just on point tonight. Kind of felt like, the old Celtics that, when we won the championship. But I do believe he will bounce back from this game. I don't feel like he's going to be like this for long. If he does play like this for long, he definitely won't be quiet about it for long. This is his team in my mind, and I feel that if he's continuing to play bad, you're going to start to hear some complaints and behind the door secrets. In the third quarter, the Heat started to look like the Cavs. It became the LeBron James show. James just started to powerhouse his way into scoring like he used to. It looked like they were having trouble playing as a team, so LeBron stepped up and said, hey, you know what, I'm going to do what I can do to win this game, and that's what he did. He stepped up. It scared me because that's what LeBron's known to do, and he has a better team now that have the capability of backing him up, so I was a little bit nervous. So, with that being said, you're almost better off to stay back with the Cavs if that's the way the team's going to play. But game one, you still have plenty more games to work this out. If it gets to game 30 and they're still playing like this, you got a problem on your hands. He was, at the beginning, LeBron was working hard to try to find Wade, and vice versa. Wade was working hard to try to find LeBron, and it seemed like every time they were trying to find each other, it caused a turnover. It's going to take them a little while to get used to this teammate stuff. I mean, they're used to trying to force it in the middle and do what they got to do, and they lose games when they play any other way. That's the thing about it. You got to think about it. Wade's coming from a team that he's been the man by himself. He pushes the ball up. Wade's not used to getting the ball from other people and trying to make a play. LeBron's the same way. LeBron goes coast to coast. He doesn't, work the ball into LeBron. There's no such thing. LeBron gets the ball and LeBron's going to do what he's going to do. Bosh is kind of the same way. You know what I mean? So, the difference between their big three and our big three was our big three was already ready to play as a team. Their big three wasn't. I think Danny Ainge was a very smart man, the way he put his team together, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great to see the Celtics work together even more with a team player like Shaq too as well. So Ray hit a few huge threes like he usually does. I was worried they lost his magic, but apparently it's still there. There were a few bad calls that swung the game's mood a little bit, but I can't say, that didn't happen both ways. It happened both ways, in Celtics. If you're an NBA fan, it happens. You know what happens. You're going to have bad refs. That's just the way it is. You're going to have bad calls. That's what happens. So what are you going to do? The technical thing I think is absolutely ridiculous, but we'll have another rant about that some other time. It seemed like the Celtics were coming out in the second half. Like the old Celtics scared the crap out of me, to tell you the truth. I was worried. I'm like, oh no, here we go again. We're going to go with the old Celtics, play strong first half. We're going to lose it in the second half. They came back and they held their ground. So let's see how that goes throughout the year and see if we can progress with that. The Celtics, to me, won because of the team being together for as long as they have. Anyone that was expecting the Heat to just come in and just clean the Celtics, it just wasn't going to happen. The Heat couldn't have had, a better opening game to test, the waters than the Celtics. I mean, if you played Orlando and LA, it would have been the same thing. When they're going to play a hard team, a team that plays as a team, they're going to have problems with that. I think other teams are going to, be able to run through a little bit more that don't have a solid team. But I think all in all, the Celtics came out as the better team because that's what they're used to. You know what I mean? The Heat has got pretty much a whole new team. The Celtics still got the original team with a few additions to their starting lineup. So, I mean, their core is still there. They just restructured and built it in a little bit more. So it's easier to keep the teams going that way. Tonight is going to be the Celtics versus the Cavs. The Cavs are going to, I'm wondering if when the Celtics come in, if the Cavs fans are going to cheer Boston for beating LeBron. That's a little joke that, me and my people thought would be a little funny if it would to happen. But, all in all, last night's game was good. A lot of positives came from it. A few negatives. We'll see if Doc fixes the negatives. We'll find out, how we're going tonight. I think tonight you'll see a little bit more of the other guys starting to come in and work, and it's a better time to do it than tonight. So, on that note, I think it was a great game. 1-0. I love starting off 1-0, so that's good. The Heat still got some work to do, but I think they'll be able to do it. It's going to be cool to see how this is going to look in the finals, because it's definitely going to be a lot of work to be done. So let's just keep watching the green and see what happens. So this is Van again with today's Sports Rant. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.